Can you guys see this? Look at this. Jackfruit coming up. There's another one. I don't see any in these guys yet. These are actually papaya that came up from the compost, because this is my homemade potting mix and it has homemade compost in it. And there goes our pump, because we still don't have water pressure up here. These are the leaves of one of the edible air potato varieties we planted. I thought it was a bulbifera, but this does not look so much like the bulbifera I've seen in the past, though that doesn't mean it's not a bulbifera. As you can see, the leaves are every other one. They're not directly opposite each other. They're alternate. So you know, they always say that the alternate ones are poisonous and the ones right across from each other are not poisonous, but I don't necessarily believe that to always be the case. I think there are exceptions. I'm gonna eat it. Right here we've got a pineapple that I've got to pick when I come back up the hill. This is right across from the gate. I'm up the hill right now. It's nice to see pineapples. Pineapple season again. I see here I've also got some bananas I gotta get. See, sometimes when it rains a lot, they fall over, like you guys have seen before. And that one fell. So they're not really as big as I would want. Those are like cow feeding size. And I know just the guy with a cow to give it to. These are a little closer to the way you wanna pick them, but they still could get a little bigger. See, the ones at the bottom are still, yeah, they're almost there. These are a real nice Cavendish type. The river is running real good today because we had something like 4 inches of rain in the last couple of days. So it's all running down through here. You can hear it babbling. This is the breadnut that I planted a little while after we got here. And through the dry season, they don't like it. They like a lot of water, but you know, I deep mulched the bottom with a lot of chop and drop here, as I did in a video a long time ago. And as the rains start, this thing will take off. And then when we cut some of these trees and open some shade up here, it's really gonna fly. This is where we had the pigeon peas. I actually cut them to the ground to plant again, and the pigeon peas are coming back up. They are perennial, but I did not like the yields and the work that it took to get the calories out of them, so I just decided I'm not so big on pigeon peas, except for nitrogen fixing, land reclamation, and forage and burning in rocket stoves. They're all great for that. These are the new yam beds. This is a big section of yams, as you can see, and I've got to stick stakes all through this portion of it, but I haven't gotten to it yet. They're not coming up as yet right in here, but down here, I haven't been down here in a week or so. We'll see. Oh, there we go. There's one. There's one that's got to be tied up on the stake. Once they find the stake, they're very happy. It'll just climb up to the top of that. There's another one down there. Let's see what else we have here. There are multiple species of yams. Look at this one. Look at how tiny the leaves are on this. Isn't that amazing? You wouldn't even, I mean, they're so itty bitty compared to the Dioscorea alata. And I don't exactly know the species for sure on this one. They're starting to come up. Tiny little yams. These are the ones that bear in bunches. I can't remember. I do think I found the Latin name at one point. Here's another one. Look at this one. This is an early yam. It's another species. It's very beautiful, small leaves, and it's prickly. Sometimes they call it the prickly yam. But that is also a small leafed type. And let's see what else we have down here. As we get closer to the bottom, we have some Lisbon yams. And then I planted the more wild Dioscorea alata types as well. See the goat manure, that'll get them going. This is, see, these leaves are much bigger. This is an alata of some sort. I'm not sure which one. It's probably Lisbon. Down here we stuck in some. There's one of the wilder ones. Look at how much purple is in that. It's very beautiful. But It's exciting. I like seeing all of these different varieties. I'm up to 9 varieties now. And there's another little one. Look at how itty bitty that is. That's I think that's a prickly yam. It's got a few prickles on it, but tiny, tiny, tiny. Some of these are species I've never encountered at all before, but I've been collecting them from local farmers, and I've got a bunch of varieties. Just figured I'd give you guys an update on what's going on down here, and you can see I'm serious about yams. This is, how many millions of calories are going to come out of these beds? This is a heck of a lot of yams. That's what I'm doing with my spare time, folks. Anyhow, catch me on the web at thesurvivalgardener.com, and you can look up yams there. I've got a ton of information if you look at yams, how to grow them, and different types I've encountered, and edible air potatoes and all kinds of stuff. So go there, sign up for the newsletter, hang out, leave some comments, and until next time, may your thumbs always be green. I said goodbye a little too soon. I just put these stakes in right here. This whole area now has stakes that I dragged up. These were the stakes that I had originally built my fence out of, and they were the ones that weren't rooting, and then there's some other stakes I cut too. But this whole area up top still needs stakes, probably something like 40 more stakes. But some of these big inga trees growing over here, we're gonna cut down with a chainsaw, cut them back. They'll grow back, don't worry. And then I'll take the branches off of those, I think, and I'll fill in the rest of the stakes. It would be great to have some sort of a permanent staking system, like some fencing or something like that, but right now I don't feel like buying anything and doing anything permanent. Plus we'd be switching crops along it all the time, so you'd have to really kind of think it out, and it's sort of a pain to drag stuff like that way down here. We could do it. Maybe at some point in the future I'll make a rotating yam bed sort of a setup. You know, go back and forth between yams one season, and then maybe cucumbers, and then maybe beans, and then yams again. So you're always rotating through different crops on fences. You could imagine putting some fences, some pieces of fencing on contour, maybe. I thought about also making a living fence and then growing it on there, but I think that the roots would definitely start interfering with the yam development. I'm not sure. Just thoughts.
I went to see David the Good. We listened to Portishead and drinks by Strum. He threw me off the ramp and broke my foot and broke my wheelchair, all in good fun.
Staking up yams like a man, getting wild coffee from the bush when I can. Slope so steep at spots I can't stand, hoping that I don't cut again through my hand. Turning up the hard red clay on my land, sometimes wishing I was back in the sand. Living in the tropics but I don't have a tan. In a few months I'll be digging up the yam, then making yam hash browns like the boss in a pan. Like and subscribe to my channel like a fan. Yeah, yeah, yeah.